And here's the coffee equipment. Finally found the Hario shop. Hario, the Japanese brand. Found that shop in Namdaemun. Looked online for the address, plugged it into the GPS, and rolled in today and finally found it. Got to walk through. It's just a warehouse kind of thing. Two little barrels there. Those are basically for just weighing, measuring and weighing on the scale to put coffee in. I'm getting ready to grind it. This is something I thought I would tell you about. It's actually not new. I've had this for a little while. It's called a Kona coffee maker. And it's by Bodum. And it has the gold filter. And you put the coffee grinds in the top, pour your water through, let it mix, and then it drains down into the pourer there. Cool little thing. And then the filter just lifts right out of the top, such as that. By Bodum. I like Bodum stuff. It's called a Kona coffee maker. This is another thing I got yesterday. This is called, it's by Hario. It's the Mizudashi coffee pot. This is for cold coffee. And so you put quite a good bit actually of coffee grinds into the top here. And maybe anywhere between 80 and maybe 110 or 120 grams. Fill that and then pour your water through and pour it in sort of a circular motion so that it mixes and agitates as it's going through the filter, and then you let it sit in the refrigerator for, I don't know, 8, 10, 12 hours, whatever's up to you, and you have cold coffee. I'm just getting into cold coffee for the first time. I tried this overnight and this morning, and I loved it. It's very clean coffee, much like a pressed coffee, actually, except for it's cold. This is a new cloth filter. Very cheap little filter here that can replace paper filters. And the holder goes on top, and then you have the glass pourer on the bottom. So you put your coffee grinds in. It's for a hand dripped, which is really lately my favorite kind of coffee. I'm trying to master the art of hand pouring, and that's one of the reasons I got this to be able to have a better spout for hand pouring hot water through the coffee grinds. Another cool little thing I found today, actually I saw it online yesterday and picked it up at the Hario store. It's Hario brand, but it's for like soju, like alcohol. And you put actually in the small bubble or the small glass inside, you put ice. So ice goes in there in the side, and there's a pocket to hold the ice, and then you put the alcohol in the top here, soju, and so while you're sitting around the table, it keeps it cold for you to be able to pour it and make shots with it. A couple of new thermometers, specifically for getting the water between about 80 and 90 degrees for the hand pouring. And it connects, holds to the side of your pot there. Another thing I'm really excited about is the Bialetti Mini Express. This is something that I saw Steve Ward got for Christmas, and I'd never seen it before, and I didn't know what it was at the time, and started to look around and found it online, and they had it at the store today. Basically, inside this bottom piece here, there is almost like a portafilter, and you fill that with ground coffee or espresso, ground espresso bean. And you put also water in the bottom here, and you put it on top of the stove, and you put your small espresso cup on top on this plate here. And as it heats up, the water heats up, it boils, comes through the coffee, and makes you an espresso right there on top of your stove. So excited about that. I have an Italian Bialetti, I don't know, coffee maker there. But this one is the Mini Express. I'm really excited about that. Two other very wonderful things I'm really thrilled about. First is the coffee siphon. Coffee siphon made by Hario. It's a 2-cup siphon, and you put the coffee grinds in here. You put water in the bottom, and then this is a burner that you put alcohol in the bottom here. You light it up. As this heats, it's siphoned up through the top, through the coffee, and you mix it and you allow it to agitate. And then when you remove the heat in the bottom, the coffee is siphoned or actually vacuumed. Sometimes it's called a coffee vacuum. It's vacuumed back down into the bottom, and then with this handle here, this releases off, and you can pour the coffee from the bubble on the bottom. Really thrilled about that. Last thing I wasn't expecting to find today, it is a Dutch coffee siphon, or a coffee maker, coffee dripper, and this is again for cold or room temperature coffee, and it takes a long time, maybe 8 hours or so, depending on how much you make, for the water to drip drop by drop slowly through to create coffee. I'll have hopefully a demonstration of this coming up soon. First though, I'm going to play with the new coffee siphon. That'll be the first thing I do this evening. And then some extra filters and things that I needed. Really, really thrilled to find these things today, and looking forward to having some good coffee really soon.